Hello and welcome to the Super Basement Pro Show. My name is Connor and I'm joined by my Pokemon trainers.
I am Pokemon trainer Hasten.
Tanner and Hasten are playing Pokemon Go because we discussed it on our recent Games of the Decade list, and now they're back into it. But today, if you're joining us, we are discussing our Games of the Year of 2019. It is now 2020. Another year is come and gone, and this is going to be kind of a tough list year, I think. Me and Hasten were discussing before.
It's like really tough.
It's a bit of a slower year. A lot of companies are holding off for the next system and generation of games with the Xbox Series X next year and the PS5. So
you think that's what it is?
I would think so.
Well, because you think about it, though, there's games coming out this coming earlier.
That's a good point, actually.
They're like
Doom Eternal.
They just hey, we're not releasing this year. Mm-hmm. It's coming out with the console.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's a fair point, and it is interesting. Like, you got to imagine Last of Us 2 is going to be coming out day and date with the PS5, right? I don't know. Like, it'd be weird if it wasn't.
I'm sure they'll do an update. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
but
same thing what happened with the PlayStation 4. It released on PlayStation 3, and then
they did the remaster.
Maybe Cuphead will be announced as the new. They bought Studio MDHR, and Cuphead 2 is the launch title for
Xbox Series X. Might be, yeah. I mean, I hope it's sooner than that. That's too long. That's another year almost.
It'd be
no, it's not even a year. It's like 11 months.
11.
We're getting a new console.
It's not a year. It's 11 months. Well, oh, sorry.
Right.
You guys, it's this year.
It is this year, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But
it's less than a year away.
What are you guys' thoughts of 2019 as far as games go?
It was a crappy year. Mostly. There was a few gems.
Whatever.
Like, kind of like Apex kind of came out of nowhere as a great game.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Jedi Fallen Order came out as a good game. Flawed, but good game.
Smash result.
Outer Worlds came out of nowhere. Did great.
Yeah, I think there was some great games this year, but I agree with you that for the most part, it just feels like a filler year. It kind of feels everything's being saved for next year. Like, next year is like the next big year.
Even like 3 months from now. Like, you're getting games. Great games. Like, Game of the Year quality games in a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
Last of Us 2 got delayed again. I predicted it last time, and it'll happen
How dare
again.
you
We
predict
that. We could have had it.
If Tanner didn't predict that, we would have had it. But
it was Tanner's fault.
Tanner had to will it into existence.
Yeah, but I already predicted the PlayStation controller thing, and did you see?
What did they announce?
The leaked blueprints for it. It looks no different, but there's one new button. Burn!
We didn't say
the trigger on the back. Yeah, you're like, I bet they'll change it.
There's a trigger on the back?
Yeah, I guess
they're
going to
have
like a stuffed controller's trigger on the back.
Well, PlayStation just announced a thing that it's just an attachment you can out of your DualShock.
Oh yeah, I know. There was like the schematics or something. Like,
all I know is you keep going off of patent stuff and going off of dev kits, and
yes, I do.
None of that stuff is official yet. We'll see when it actually is.
It's real
unveiled.
It's official.
But
that's PlayStation 5.
Because I mean, there's been tons of dev kits that come out and look nothing like the final product.
Remember the Xbox? It was an actual X.
That would have been cool.
That was cool.
That would have been awesome.
That was like the classic. Like, this is what the Xbox.
That's what we always wanted for like the Xbox One. We're like,
I want
an actual X.
That would have sucked. Like putting that.
Where would you put it in your?
You could literally stand it, as in it'd be an X. Be your Xbox.
Big though.
But like, it'd be a pain to like put.
You're gonna stand this new one. This new one's gonna be huge.
But it's a nice rectangle though.
No, but you think about it, you're not going to be able to fit the new console in your...
I'm sure it'll be able to lay flat just like the Wii. I bet it has different ways you can lay it.
You can, but it's still double the height of an Xbox One.
Anyway, let's get back to the discussion at hand. It's late and we want to make sure we actually stay somewhat focused for this discussion. Starting 2019, one of the earliest releases we had was Resident Evil 2. And then we got stuff like Nintendo Slate announced like a month later. And then we kind of had, I feel like, just a big lull.
March was Apex.
That's true. And then after that, though, I feel like there was a big lull. And then we came into the fall.
Days Gone came in summer, which that was pretty good.
It did, that's right. I forgot about Days Gone completely.
No.
What?
Days Gone.
You haven't played it.
I've heard it was not that great.
It got like 8 out of 10. It's not bad.
I want to play it. It's just one game I didn't pick up.
Just another failure for PlayStation.
All right.
You're right. Let's keep going.
Let's just move on. All right. Let's go ahead and start. So, quick caveat here. I only have a top 5 games this year.
Me too.
Hasten does too.
I couldn't even figure out a 5.
You don't have 5?
I got like 3.
You have to have at least 5.
I mean, if we count some games for 2019, the Smash count? Because it was for the Game of the Year.
No, I mean, here's the thing. We can do whatever we want for this list. I'll say for mine, my top 5 are all games released in 2019. You can classify yours however you'd like. I also have a few honorable mentions, but like I only have 5. I'd say that are I want on the list. Like normally I do a top 10, but there just wasn't enough this year.
Yeah, I have 3.
Okay. Do you want me to start with my 5?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay.
You want to start with your 5? I'm gonna do mine.
Gosh, such a hard year. Sorry.
If you don't have yours, I can do mine.
No, I do.
Okay. Okay. Maybe you do.
Okay, so my 5th is Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Oh, okay. Once again, another release I forgot about this year.
It's actually a really good COD, and it's actually, a lot of people are starting to like it too. So I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare is 5. It's not the best COD, but with the games being so low this year, it's in there. It's top 5.
All right. Nice. So for me, rounding out my top 5, this one just barely joined the list actually, is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. I got it on the Switch. I mean, obviously, but I got it for Christmas, and I've been playing it over the Christmas break, and I love it. It's very charming. It's, once again, it's very cute. It's like a cute game.
That's a remaster, right?
It's a remake, like a complete remake from the ground up. Yeah. The game originally released in 1993, so it's fully built from the ground up. That's actually a trend in my top 5. There's a couple complete remakes. But yeah, I like this game a lot. I haven't beaten it yet, but from what I've played, I'm already in love with it. I really like it, and I'm sure I'll beat it here in the next few days. So, yeah.
Schnikes, dude. I'm trying to find more than 3.
Well, real fast, while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and go through my honorable mentions, because I figure
I can say mine
probably
real quick.
with those.
I can say mine real quick.
Well, no, you don't want to do all yours. We want to go one by one.
Well, yeah, I'll just do one.
Okay, if you want to do you have 5, though?
I mean, I technically found 2 that I'm counting as this year. I'm going to count them as games this year. So number 1 would be...
Well, do your 5. Don't start with your game of the year.
Oh, do my 5th?
Yeah.
Okay.
You thought Link's Awakening was my game of the year this year?
I was like, Jesus, Connor.
And his is MW or Modern Warfare. It'd be a weird year.
So I was going to say... Yeah, I guess I could just say that. So my 5th would be an honorable mention as, like, kind of a game, which would be just Destiny Shadowkeep.
I don't see why that wouldn't count.
I mean, it's technically just like another expansion. It's not like Forsaken, where it's like a...
But did it release in 2019?
Yeah.
I'd count it.
So my 4 is actually Shadowkeep.
Oh, okay. Then if you count it, then I'll count it. Yeah. So Shadowkeep would be...
Actually, sorry, no, it's in there. It's in my top 5.
Okay. Yeah, so Shadowkeep would be my number 5. Shadowkeep was awesome. I love Destiny. But the ones I have above it are a little more better.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
I'll go with my 4.
Yeah, if you want to do your 4.
My 4th is Days Gone. It's actually it's like a classic PlayStation game. It's very polished. There's not a lot of like problems with it. Mm-hmm. Well, the only problems it runs into is the survivability of it's kind of weird. Like it's hard. Like it's hard because the zombies are fast and I don't know. It's like a weird hard, but it's really fun. Like it's got some really cool survival things that are just cool.
That's one that like totally passed me by. Like I intended to play that one from when we saw trailers for it and stuff, but it came out. I didn't want to pay full price right away, and then I just haven't picked it up yet. But I'll probably get to that one day because it got mixed reviews, but it seems like it has once again like that PlayStation.
It's the
polish.
best zombie survival, I would say. Other like even I think it's the most realistic zombie survival. Like if you want a game that's like realistically how you're going to survive in a zombie apocalypse, this is it.
Okay, that's cool. Well, I'll go ahead and jump in with... I'm going to go through my honorable mentions real fast, because I should have started with that.
And then do you want to just go do your 4th after that?
Sure. Yeah, I can. Or, either way. So, honorable mentions real fast. These didn't crack my top 5. I think if I had enough for a top 10, these would have been in the top 10. But I just didn't have enough for top 10. I've only had like 8 total. So, technically, you can count these as 8 through 6 if you want. But I got Yoshi's Crafted World, which I talked about earlier this year. Just a fun, sweet game.
Was that DS or Switch?
That was on Switch.
Switch.
Okay.
Yeah. I recommend it if you like platformers. I think it's worth checking out. Super Mario Maker 2, I thought was fun. I thought it was a fun.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, fun follow up to the original game on Wii U. I think this one has some things that I don't like as much about it as I did the first one. Like there's
It seems
no
a little bit
costumes.
more complicated. Too.
It does seem a little more complicated. I think part of that is because the Wii U gamepad was so nice to have that screen and your TV screen at the same time. Versus the Switch, you can only have one or the other.
Is this Yoshi's Crafted World?
No, Mario Maker. Yeah, which
That's an honorable mention.
yeah. I mean, technically it's in my top 10, but I just don't have 10 games, so it's my number 7 or 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And it's above Yoshi's Crafted World.
yeah.
Oh wow.
But
Oh no, it's above. Okay.
yeah, like I liked it better than Yoshi's Crafted.
Okay, so all those were honorable mentions, and you haven't done your
These, well, I have one more honorable mention,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, technically
I was
you could say
confused. I was
they're
like,
8, 7, and 6.
Yeah.
but it doesn't really matter because I don't have a top 10, so that's why I just said it. I top 5. These are honorable mentions.
Right.
But yeah, Mario Maker 1 had one of my favorite features, which was the amiibo outfits. Every character that had an amiibo had outfits in the game, which was so cool. So it's just like a bunch of skins for every character you can use on Mario. They didn't bring that back for Mario Maker 2 for some reason, which seems like
It was weird.
a big thing to not have. Like, I don't know
And
why.
it
was
was easy
cool.
too, and it's going to sell your products more.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It was
people
cool
would
too,
buy
'cause you could
amiibo
like put
more
on
to do it.
Samus and it would make the sounds and
Yeah,
everything.
and it wasn't just a skin. Like, they would have sound effects based on them.
I don't know
and,
why
like,
they wouldn't just port that over.
And it's so cool. Like, they even had characters who didn't have amiibo that you could unlock through having certain amiibo or whatever.
They even had like weird ones.
They had
like
EGAD.
like a Mercedes. You could literally play as like a
Yeah,
Mercedes.
they had weird
Benz.
ones that weren't even amiibo.
It's weird.
Like, EGAD was one of my favorite because, like, when you died as him, too, it would be like, dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
Or
really?
it'd do, like, the Luigi's
Yeah.
Mansion death sound. And, yeah, like, there was so many cool features about that they didn't bring back for Mario Maker 2, which I thought was weird. I like that they added multiplayer for Mario Maker 2. But, yeah, I agree with you. I think it was a bit more complex to make levels.
And the story thing too is for me was kind of tough because I'm stuck like on these levels I can't beat. Like I'm really
They're hard
struggling
levels.
to beat, and it's like if you want to go further, you have to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it is interesting because, like, it's almost like a way for Nintendo just to make these really hard levels because, you know, traditional Mario games, like, the levels get harder as you go, but
they're
not
not-
to the
yeah.
level Mario Maker 2 has them. Like, the campaign in Mario Maker 2, those levels get really tough. And I think they did it on purpose for whatever reason, you know, to mix it up. They kind of got crazy with the levels. But, yeah, it is harder. It's a bit more complex. So I like it. It's why I have it on here. But, yeah, it is. I don't like it as much as the first one, I think.
Yeah, it was good. I like that they had the campaign.
Yeah, the campaign,
cool
I love.
addition.
Yeah, it's cool.
Even though I mean it was kind of just basic.
yeah, it's basic.
Yeah, that amiibo thing was just a big letdown. I think.
It's just very weird because think
Very
of all the design potentials you could have if you could have Samus in the game. You could make an entire level based around Samus.
You're just like different colored Mario's and I don't know. Because they added a lot as far as like features you can use to build. But.
Yeah, in terms of like you know, adding the 3D world landscape too was awesome, and then
you could build your own 3D world. Like
well,
in Mario Odyssey.
it's still like 2D, but
Oh.
it looks 3D. It's
Okay.
like it's
It's
kind of hard to explain, but
partially 3D.
yeah, partial.
That'd be
3D.
cool. That's what the next Mario Maker is going to be. Mario Maker 3. It's going to be like
Mario Odyssey.
Mario
style.
Odyssey style. kind
That'd
of
be
stuff.
dope.
That'd be awesome.
That's complicated.
That would be hard.
That would be hard,
That'd be
but
really
that'd be cool.
complicated. My prediction is that the next thing they'll do is like a Zelda Maker.
Yeah.
Because they put Link in Mario Maker 2, just barely, as an update.
They did? How?
Yeah, you didn't know
Oh, that's
that?
right, where he shoots out the thing.
Yeah, and he has a completely different moveset and everything.
That's right.
So, like, I think that's a hint toward they're going to make, like, a Zelda Maker.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they add DLC even to Mario Maker 2 and start adding like. Cause
I
we
mean,
were
I
thinking
hope
they were
they
going to
do.
add an extra style.
Dude, Mario Maker 2's been a weird situation because that game came out in June,
And it kinda
and
just
everyone,
forgot.
it just totally died off. Like,
Yeah.
everyone was super excited about it, I felt like.
Even
and
I
then,
was.
And then it just died
I got it when
immediately.
on launch.
Yeah.
And then like.
It died so fast. Unlike the first game had legs for a long time. Like, people were building levels forever, and you could find levels and play them over
But
and
now
over.
it's just like weird.
But Mario Maker 2 just kind of died, and then, yeah, it hasn't had much. Like, it just had that update a few weeks ago, but, you know, once again, that didn't have, like, a huge splash. Like, I don't know. It was just kind of, like, weird for it, yeah. But then my other honorable mention, I got Mortal Kombat 11. This would be my number 6 if, you know, it was a top 10.
Uh-huh.
But I really like this game. I actually got it on the Switch, and it doesn't look nearly as good graphically, obviously, as it does on the Xbox One or PS4. But I think it's a fun game to play. It's a fun game just to mess around with. Like, I'm not a huge, like, competitive Mortal Kombat person, unlike, you know, Smash Bros, which I can play competitively. I do not play Mortal Kombat competitively, but I think it's just fun to like get cool fatalities. Some of the characters they have are really cool and unique.
I do not like that kind of fighting style in a fighting game, though.
Like the
combos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the
it's
combos,
hard.
like where
Killer
it's like you only
Instinct.
can go one way or the other. Well, I guess that's kind of how Mario is.
But Smash, you're more
Well, Smash
free.
is more free. You can jump and you can.
And you can go where you want. You're always facing your opponent on Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
And
that's
Street
kind of
Fighter
what I
is
don't like. 'Cause the
small
same,
little-
so that's how Street Fighter is. That's how
with like the
Tekken.
health
Killer
bar.
Instinct is. Tekken,
bar
like
and
they're all the same except for
Smash is the
Smash.
one outlier because it's more of like a party fighting game.
Yeah.
And the thing is with Mortal Kombat is I'm generally the same way. I'm not the best at like doing combos and like pressing certain inputs to have all these crazy combos come out.
I just button mash.
I button mash for the most part. It's something that I actually want to get better at. Like I would like to be able to play Mortal Kombat competitively in Street Fighter and whatnot. It's just a big investment if you did, because you have to learn all those moves and whatnot.
100%.
But yeah, I think it's just a cool game. Like even if you don't like the competitive fighting,
it's even fun to watch.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. It's super gruesome. The campaign is kind of cool too. It's not like an amazing story or anything, but it's
I
just,
actually watch the campaign, so I kind of know what happens.
yeah, it's just fun to like see the characters interact and like the crazy fatalities they have happen.
Plus the DLC they do is pretty
That's
sick,
something
too.
I wish that kind of Smash would do, is have a better campaign, because their
for sure.
campaign's not really a campaign.
No,
I
it's
mean, the
mostly just,
Subspace
like,
Emissary,
fights.
if they did something like that.
Subspace
they
Emissary was the
never-
one like true campaign they had, I guess you could say, but that was 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago. Yeah, I agree. I wish that's one thing that Smash.
And they have so many, like Smash Ultimate could have had an awesome
Oh my
story.
gosh, dude!
With how many characters they could have,
It'd be so cool.
They could have literally traveled to different worlds.
Yeah.
And
That's what they kind of did on Subspace Emissary. And
Yeah, that's like what Subspace.
You went to
Emissary-
like Samus's area and then Link's.
and having the cutscenes of all the characters interact and stuff was super cool. Yeah, that was a big missed opportunity for Ultimate for sure. I'm hoping
they still did a lot, but
That's the
it
thing,
is,
yeah.
Still did a lot.
is like there was so much in the game already that I can see why they didn't. But I'm hoping the next Smash, whenever it is, whatever it is, will have more of an emphasis on the campaign.
Yeah.
Because Mortal Kombat actually has fun campaigns. Like I even played through Mortal Kombat X, the last one. It's campaign
free
for the most part. Yeah,
Game Pass?
I didn't beat it, but like playing through it, it's just fun. Like it's cool to see the characters interact and, like you said, see the worlds and atmosphere.
Yeah.
Plus, Mortal Kombat has really cool characters like Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Oh, yeah. The classics.
But then, anyway, like I said, number 5 on my list was Zelda. Already talked about that. And then number 4, I have Apex Legends.
That's good.
Which, if you would have asked me at the start of this year if I would have a Battle Royale game in my top 5 games of the year, I would have said, yeah, right. That's not going to happen. Like, the Battle Royale genre, I like in concept. But, like, I struggled with Fortnite because, people got good at it really fast. I didn't really want to invest that amount of time into it. I couldn't build well and stuff like that. And, that's kind of how it was for a lot of Battle Royale
Apex
stuff.
is more... Like, Fortnite's a little more complex. Because it's not
With
just,
the building.
Yeah, that's what I
why.
mean. Like,
Yeah.
Apex is a lot easier to just be able to pick up and play.
And
Like, if we haven't played in a while, we can just jump in a month later and play. That's what I just love about it.
And that's what I think is so fun about Apex too.
Because you don't have to
it's
invest a
3
life into it.
player too. Like
Yeah.
once again, this is something we talked about in the past, but it works out so perfectly for us. It's 3 squad, which like all of a sudden now everything's doing 3 squads.
I think it's
Battletoads, I'm excited
because
about
3
Battletoads.
is perfect. Because 2 people, there's chance for awkwardness. 4 people, there's too many people talking. But 3 is perfect because you balance each other out. So
Yeah.
there's enough conversation going on to where it's not awkward ever. Yeah, it's nice.
It's a
3 is like the
cool
perfect balance.
feature to have for that game, like in that they're sticking to the 3. Like they still haven't done squads, have they?
They've done it for like limited time modes.
I don't think they've done
they-
squads.
yeah.
I know they've done
They haven't
duos
done
and
4.
solos.
Yeah, yeah. They haven't done 4 though. I
I don't think they've done 4 now.
So I think it's kind of cool that they're sticking to the whole 3 squad
cool.
team, and the game is so cool. Like when it first came out, I remember we jumped in. It was free to play. Like it came out of nowhere, which was super cool. Like beginning of February,
And it was
like,
March, like early March.
yeah. What an awesome like random release to get from Respawn, an amazing.
I remember we
developer.
heard about it like a week before too.
Well, it started. There was like rumors that like Respawn had like a
Titanfall.
Titanfall battle royale coming out, and that it was going to be like soon. Like, and then rumors came out it was free to play, and the next thing you know, the next day they revealed
Which
it.
I think it was Respawn, the ones that they were the ones that leaked
Probably,
it
yeah, getting
to-
hype up.
to get hype. Yeah,
And then the game came out like literally the day they revealed it, and we
just
downloaded it
exploded.
and played the tutorial or whatever, and then jumped into a match. And I was like, "This is cool." And then next thing you know, we kind of got invested and hooked, and
we've
the rest
won
is history. It
so
was
many times.
super
now.
fun. And yeah, getting about the victory. It's not victory royale.
It's just
but
victory.
The victory.
Yeah.
The
Champion.
first time we did the champion.
Oh, you were the champion.
Yeah, the champion. The first time we did that was freaking awesome.
That was the first time you really got the experience of like you were
victory.
like winning in a battle royale, and
Yeah.
I remember winning and us just screaming like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
won."
it was
so
it was
exciting.
probably like my first one squad wise because technically I had won a couple in blackout, which is very random. But yeah, otherwise I think for the most part that was, and I love the characters in it. Like, great idea to make heroes in a battle royale game. That was something I think Apex kind of introduced.
Let's continue to talk about it because my number 4 is also Apex.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
nice.
let's just continue with what we were saying.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, the heroes is amazing. Like, it's such a cool system for a battle royale.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It makes the
It
characters
balances
more unique
everything
and
out
stuff.
too. I mean, because another thing is if you go into squads and you think about it, and you have 4 people that have all these abilities. It's going to
a
get
little
kind of
too
chaotic.
much,
Yeah.
Because it's already pretty chaotic with 3. Like you had 4, it's just add another Bangalore or like another Caustic or Gibraltar.
Pathfinder.
These rock people. It's gonna get crazy. You know. So
That's another thing too. Is like I did not think. Once again, if you had asked me once we first started playing Apex, like, are you going to remember these characters' names? Like, are you going to know? Like, I'd have been like, no, I'll forget. In a
I
week.
thought
like,
so,
but straight up, like, I love those characters now.
Yeah.
Like, I know all their names. Like, I know all their abilities. I think they're all super fun to play as for the most part. And like, I don't know. Like, I love when they release the new update trailers and we get to
Mirage,
see
though.
them running through. But even like Mirage, like
I've slowly started to like
as a
him now.
character,
As a
he's
character,
great.
he's a
His
great
abilities
character.
are trash, but
yeah, and like as he's fun to watch, like in the holiday party
that was
trailers
cool.
they've done and stuff with him,
Oh,
or like
yeah.
when they revealed Crypto,
That was cool.
and he's like, Mirage.
he's the new hot stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like that whole trailer,
What?
seeing all those characters interact, I think is just super fun.
Yeah. I mean, Apex is so sick, and it came at the perfect time because it came when
they
Fortnite
were
Fortnite
was
was
struggling.
Yeah.
Fortnite just got done with season 7, and they had to extend season 7. And what Fortnite did to try to they're like, free battle pass, remember? Because Apex came out right when people were starting to jump off of Fortnite ship a little bit. They were like, okay, this is getting a little old. They haven't really done anything new. Every season's kind of just the same. And so Apex came out, and it was a great breath of fresh air for a lot of people, like including me.
It basically killed PUBG.
It did. Oh, if it officially, it stuck the gravestone in the grave.
And not only that, like it came at the perfect time. Like I feel like personally, even for like us,
Oh, yeah.
like where, and for probably a lot of people, like there wasn't a lot of games at the beginning of this year to where it was just like they had an open field.
When we hadn't had something to play all together in a long
I remember
time.
I was like Sekiro. Hopefully that thing's good, and then I couldn't get into it. Really, you know. So
Yeah, and I mean, I had Resident Evil 2, but I didn't get it right away at launch.
When what were
I wanted
we
to save
even-
it for October.
The
so
most
it was
we
like,
played together.
Apex.
Yeah.
Well, actually, probably Black Ops 4.
Black Ops
But
4.
Oh yeah, we were playing a ton of Black Ops 4 before.
But even
that,
still, we had starting to get bored of that. We stopped playing like the last little season, and then we were like, oh, we didn't have anything to play together. And Apex came, and it was like perfect.
It was it just came at the most opportune time. I think even for most people, like even besides us, like because that game caught fire, obviously.
And it's too bad because like I bet if they would have continued with the support earlier, it would have been a lot bigger. Because I think it's still big, but it would have been a lot bigger. You know, they really squandered their first season. I tell you what.
Yeah.
It wasn't until season 2 that they started to after season 2 that they started to pick
And
up.
think how far they've come now, though. Like we have an
Yeah, now.
entire new map, which is
Their new
crazy.
map. They've done events for each of the holidays. Like they did the whole.
Like there's still stuff they can
Nightmares
work on for
one.
sure. Like
Of course, like the consistent updates. That's one thing that
Yeah.
other battle royales, like not just Fortnite, like even like something like Realm Royale that I've played a couple times. It's like the same universe as like Paladins and stuff. They update it pretty consistently, and they'll add new heroes.
I mean, you have
they'll
to
add
if you're
new
doing a
guns.
battle royale.
You do.
You have to change because battle royales in the end are a loop. They do
Yeah.
the same thing over and over. Fortnite does a great job of it. They add a new gun every week, or they
Yeah.
do something.
Keeps people
And if you
interested.
don't do it, like kind of like PUBG did, they released one
die.
map every 3 months. It's gonna die.
Yeah. I mean, I will give Apex some more sympathy because they did do a huge thing for season 3, a lot like Fortnite did. Fortnite with season 3 added like tilted towers and all those things.
but that's smart.
That's what I mean. That's perfect. 'Cause
copy what
now I'm
is
hoping.
successful.
I'm hoping that Apex does what Fortnite did. After season 3, Fortnite went all out, and they started updating the game every single week. All these awesome seasons, completely different
Well,
seasons.
now Respawn's done with Jedi Fallen Order, so they can more focus on
It's true.
Titan, like that, and maybe they'll add a campaign
That'd be
from
sick.
Titanfall.
That'd be sick.
That'd be cool. I mean, that's something people have wanted for
They,
like, Overwatch.
they're
right?
gonna add Titans. at some point.
At some point, it'd be cool.
I mean, they slowly added all the
I just hope they add one of the legends one day as a Titan pilot.
How long does this season have? It doesn't have much longer, right?
Oh, it's a pretty long season. Oh no, this season's gonna be over.
This season's almost over, right?
Yeah.
When we looked last, it had like
we
6
should
weeks.
jump in and actually make sure we get like all the holiday.
We should.
Stuff,
I think it's almost done. Yeah.
I think it literally has like a day or two.
But yeah, Apex is awesome.
And free to play, like how
free to play
cool
is
that
a huge
free
thing.
to play. Like that
I've
game,
literally spent
here's
$10
the
on
thing,
this game.
Like I get that there's a lot of good looking free to play games nowadays, but Apex, like if you look at Apex, a gameplay thing, like if you're watching a YouTube video of it, I would never imagine that game being free.
No,
that would look like a $60 game to me. I'd be like, oh, because it's run on like the Titanfall engine, you know. Right. So like Titanfall is a full $60 game. You're basically getting that for free.
Well, I tell you
That's
what,
crazy. Like I've said this before.
It's like getting Call of Duty multiplayer.
I haven't spent $1 on Apex Legends,
yeah.
and it's my number 4 game of the year. Like I love this game; it's super fun. I haven't spent $1 on it, and I'm still having a blast.
And you know what's great too? That
it's crazy.
It has that something like Fortnite doesn't. You've been able to play to earn. You play and you get those loot boxes. You have stuff. You literally have a lot of skins, cool stuff, and you haven't spent a dime.
Yeah,
that's what's cool. You know, you can still feel stupidly enough like emotionally validated. Stuff. Like, okay, yeah, I'm actually getting rewarded for playing
or unlocking more.
A lot of Battle Royale struggle.
Thing is like even though it takes a long
free.
time, I can earn money to buy the next hero or legend or whatever.
So like literally, you and me have the same amount of heroes, and I've even spent money on this game.
Yeah,
you haven't. Yeah. I mean, you're right about Apex being like a very quality free-to-play game because you look at other free-to-play games like Destiny, Warframe.
No, see, Destiny doesn't even count because that just recently became.
Still, what I mean is though those games
that would be quality.
But what I mean is they're still quality, definitely. What I mean is like those kind of games, Warframe and Destiny, it's hard to jump into because there's so much content. Like Warframe, I jumped in and it's fun. But there's so much to do. Like literally, I got out into my ship and there's like it's like here you have 80 things you can do.
See, I'm
like,
not even.
I want you to tell me what to do.
The thing is
Apex is simple.
Even
it's just like jump in.
Yeah, it is simple.
Because Fortnite, even you have to get good. You have to play a lot to actually enjoy it, and then you're like.
Well, and by free to play, I mean even just in terms of like stuff like Dauntless or something like we played Dauntless just a bit like. Apex to me is a 10 times more polished game than
we did play it on Switch.
We did play it on Switch, but even
played it
at Grandma's.
Even so, I feel like I don't know. Apex it's from Respawn. Like this is a AAA developer making a free to play game. You know,
right?
Like, you know, Fortnite obviously is up there too. But
yeah, well, I mean, and that's like I as a kid that was like our dream. Like having a free game. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I always tried to get.
I'm almost kind of glad I didn't grow up with free-to-play games because I feel like that's all I would have played.
I wouldn't have bought anything.
Because, I wouldn't have had a reason to. I'd just be like, I can
Fortnite,
just play this.
Apex, Warframe, Destiny. Like,
that would have been my childhood. That would have sucked.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well, and we would have had Game Pass. And
Game Pass too. Yeah,
we wouldn't have had to buy anything.
Think about that. We used to have to rent games from Blockbuster or Hollywood Video for
a day or
$7 for a week or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like that was the cheapest option.
That was fun though. I'm glad we got.
It was a blast. Like those are
at the time,
memories. But yeah, if you think about it,
now. Game Crazy
now. Game Crazy, exactly.
Game Crazy, Hollywood Video.
Yeah. Connected to Hollywood Videos, yeah.
Good stuff. Good memories.
Was that a Utah only thing? Game Crazy?
I don't think so. I think it's outside of Utah. But I mean, it's gone.
If you are watching and you know about Game Crazy, you should say it because I don't know anybody else that knows about Game Crazy.
It had to.
Even people in Utah, I'm like,
because there was Hollywood Videos outside of Utah.
What's Game Crazy? That is, it's not common to know.
Yeah, it's true.
I'd like to see if other people.
So that was my 4.
And my 4. So and then I'll just mention my honorable mentions real quick. Mine is the same as you.
Oh, okay.
Super Mario Maker, obviously, but then I also put Sea of Thieves because obviously it didn't come out this year.
Anniversary update.
But the anniversary update,
all
the updates and everything, amazing game. I didn't put it in my top 10 because I already said it was one of the best games of last year, and I still consider it because it was good when it came out. Of course, they added a lot with the anniversary update, but yeah, me and you really enjoy it. We try to get other people into it, but it just doesn't work out that way.
You know, the anniversary update, I want to give a shout out to. Yeah, as an honorable mention, I think.
I mean, I got to give some credit to Rare. They fully support this game, even though it got terrible reviews. It was called the No Man's Sky of Xbox, but they still
Sea.
And they're like,
No Man's Seas.
They're like, let's support it. They love it, and that's what makes me love it. Is they're a very passionate developer, and they're like, we know you guys love it, so we'll make it great for you guys. And they keep doing stuff. They have a monthly schedule where they give you something, every month, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, Rare's a great developer.
Yeah,
I love them.
and the fact that they add little Easter eggs to their games, it's so sick.
Yeah, like the
Banjo-Kazooie
stuff.
sales.
Yeah, that's
and-
great.
Yeah.
What's your number 3? Hazen?
My number 3 is Destiny 2 Shadowkeep.
Nice.
So we kind of already talked about it with Tanner, but it's really great. Like it's not. I don't think it's as good as Forsaken. Forsaken has the best story.
Of course,
any
Forsaken's
Destiny
a little
story.
bigger.
When was
Yeah.
Forsaken? Was that?
That
It was September of last year.
Yeah, so last year.
Oh, okay.
But
2018.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Because last year was 2019.
And it became free to play then, so you had to buy it, and it's kind of a. I don't know. It's great. The Destiny with all the updates is one of the better games.
It's a very
it's a very quality game. It's great and it's free to play.
We need to play it more because
So.
you played it once and we enjoyed it, and like there's just so much.
And if you
can
have
do.
people to play with too, it makes it
More
so
fun.
much better because you need 3 people to do most of the strikes and stuff.
Strikes
and that works perfectly for us. And then like Nightfalls and
Well, there's like dungeons you
raids.
can do now. Like there's mini raids that are called dungeons that they just added since we played. Remember we tried to do the raid? They added mini ones which 3 players. What's with them doing 3-player
really?
things? Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, there are just some games that I would never play by myself, but I'd play with like friends. Like Apex is one. Like any sort of battle royale type game, I wouldn't play by myself. I like play those with friends.
And Destiny 2 is one of the only. I enjoy the grind actually. You actually get cool guns and
It's
stuff.
a very
whereas
rewarding grind.
most of the looter shooters that I've played, I've hated the grind because it's like, this gun's not that cool.
Well, and it's not rewarding.
Borderlands 2 did it really well, where you get every like gun you'd pick up would be something new and cool.
And it's sick. And it's got like explosive or electric or something.
Yeah.
But I want to talk a little bit more about Shadowkeep because Hazen's right. I mean, the reason it feels so good is because it's rewarding. Like we would grind out a strike and you'd get 3-4 guns every single strike.
Or
of course,
armor.
once you're higher level, you dismantle most of it. But,
It's true.
yeah, but
that's just how the game works, though.
Yeah.
Once you hit a certain light level, you end up getting one thing, and you just keep basically using that same thing.
One of the great
Does
things
it-
that's so fun is like.
Does it annoy you that I'm almost the same light level as you and I just
Oh, I
barely
know.
started playing?
I think I'm
You're not
a bit
though.
higher now, though. You're probably
yeah, not right
750.
now,
I'm
but-
like 960.
It's just that was a weird thing. Like I have never played even a day of that.
Yeah.
And I was
I'm glad they
afraid
did that though, because it allowed new. Because that was one big
It would've
complaint
been
a lot of people
impossible.
had. It's because I remember when my friend Justin, my old friend Justin, when he first got Destiny, that was one of like the hardest things. Is because I was max level. I'm sitting here like, "What's up?" And he just started, and I had to help him through the entire start. And it kind of deters a lot of people. They're like, "Oh, this sucks." Like I remember when I played Destiny 1 with Hasten before Taken King came out. He had a bad rap about it at first until Taken King came out and they brought the whole like level up your character with an item, you know, because that really helps. It makes you just jump right into the stuff. You know, you don't have to grind and do the campaign and then
Before you'd fall behind, and you're just like you're screwed.
And
you
you're
can't
like, I
play
don't
with your
wanna try.
friends.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
it won't allow you access to anything unless you're a certain light level, and then you're like, that sucks. I don't want to have to grind at a game I don't even want to play.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense why they did that.
Yeah,
I just think it's kind of funny.
It is funny. It's really like
It just probably sucks.
people
for
playing for years
some
and they're
veterans.
like,
Yeah, they're like, I could have just joined now and gotten.
But imagine like if they didn't do that, me and Tanner would be not light level 960.
That'd be 0.
You jump in at 1, and we have to play the boring missions.
we have to literally
Yeah.
play the entire normal campaign,
all the
then
way
the
through
Forsaken
with
campaign,
you.
then the
Like-
Shadowkeep campaign, just to get you to where we are. Because they used to require you on Destiny 1 to also complete the story missions to do everything.
Oh really?
So it was like rough. Like it was really rough. So it's just a really quality game. There's so much to do. Like we can do strikes for hours because there's so many strikes, and then you're like, all right, I want to do strikes anymore. We can go do Crucible, which is PvP. You have Gambit. You got so many things you can do. Escalation Protocol. There's literally like 9 modes in the game that you can do, plus the free roam. So super cool. We need to play it more.
Nice. So that was your 3? Yep. Okay, so my 3, things get a little weird here because my 2 and 3 could flip-flop because I'm not quite sure yet. I don't have enough to go off of because as of right now, my number 3 is Jedi Fallen Order. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And my number 2 is Luigi's Mansion 3.
I knew it was going to be that.
The only reason why, though, is because I've beaten Luigi's Mansion 3 and I haven't beaten Jedi Fallen Order yet. I'm probably, almost halfway through Jedi Fallen Order to where it's like, I know everything about Luigi's Mansion 3 and I love it, right? Versus Jedi Fallen Order, I love everything I've played so far, but it could I might not like the way it ends or whatever.
Right.
So I kind of put them in the same spot, like the 2/3 spot. As of right now, Luigi's Mansion slightly has the edge at number 2, only because I've beaten it. But I love both these games. From what I've played of Jedi Fallen Order, it's super cool. I love the combat. I like where the story's going. I'm interested to see what happens further on in the game, and where it ends. And then Luigi's Mansion 3 is just super delightful. Like, nothing will come close to the original for me in terms of like nostalgia, but the new one, Luigi's Mansion 3, it is so good. It's so fun to play and also like to slam the ghosts is one of the great new functions for the game.
I love slamming things.
That's your 3 and 2, right? Because I'll just say my 3 is Luigi's Mansion.
Your 3 is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Well, so like, yeah, I totally agree. Like, Luigi's Mansion 3 is awesome. I love Luigi's Mansion 3. I'm about halfway through, I'd say, and I'm loving it so far. Of course, it's not like the first one, and I kind of started to realize that I'm glad
it's okay, yeah,
because
the first
one will remain the way it is forever.
It'll always be there. Yeah.
It'll always be how it is, and the truth is it would almost be like it's trying too hard if the third
if they
one
tried to make
then I'd be like and then I'd be disappointed that it's not
that it's
good.
not the original,
and I'd be like they tried and then it didn't work.
Sometimes it's good it's like Kylo Ren says, let the past die.
Yeah.
Like
when
it's okay for like things to be different, and like Luigi's Mansion 3 is a great game on its own, and yes, it's different than the original, and there's not some of those classic songs or sound effects, but like I've come to appreciate it for what it is, and not to mention it might be the best looking Switch exclusive like Nintendo game. Like it is so pretty.
It is
like
very
holy
good
crap.
looking.
Like
The
Mario
graphics-
Odyssey looks amazing, but this is like the way the animations and the characters and the way they move and like
Zelda,
the cutscenes. Zelda's beautiful, but Zelda's cell shaded. It's supposed to look more powered down for the sake of it being like a huge
big
open
game.
world.
Plus, the animations as far as like Link, like he'll have pretty basic animations, but go on. Like
Yeah.
Luigi's animated as he walks. Like something moves and Luigi will like get scared.
Dude, and
it's crazy.
The entire environments are like destructive.
Completely, yeah.
It's insane. Like anything you've seen,
everything
in a room,
has physics.
You can suck it up. It has physics. It'll fall. It'll break. It'll
even
shatter.
like plants that you can't suck up will like move as you pass them.
Uh-huh.
It's really awesome.
The game is just super gorgeous and fun to look at and play. Also, it's super fun to play. And my favorite part of it is the idea of the hotel levels, the floors, because there are some like, what's the word I'm looking for? There's just some like awesome looking ones. I'm
Very
trying
unique.
to, super unique. Like this isn't a spoiler because it's in the trailers, but like the pirate themed restaurant, that is like my favorite area. It is so cool and like so charming.
When what I love about it is it does kind of throw back to that first game, because the first game, it had the 3 levels, where it had like you would start on, and then you go to the basement, and then you the top, and then you have the ceiling, like. And I love that they added that, but instead they're like
a hotel is such
more.
a great idea and concept. For
it is.
Mansion.
I mean, it's
perfect.
It's a hidden way to add levels to the game without
having levels.
And that's what I was going to say that I love about Luigi's Mansion 3 is that it's unique from the first game, but widely different from the second game as well.
Yeah,
because
it shares more similarities with the second
game. As far as like animation,
as far as look, but in terms of like structure, more like the first one.
The way it
you can
feels
go anywhere
is
you
much
want,
more like the first one, because the second one feels very linear. It feels very
well, and you have to get kicked back to the base. Like
you go to a spot, and then once you get the thing, it kicks you back to the home base, and then you start a new level. It even is called like chapter or something.
Yeah,
I like Luigi's Mansion 3 because you're able to just kind of wander around and do your own thing.
Yeah,
without having to go back to the menu the whole time. And
Dark Moon's good, but it was way too linear.
Yeah.
And one thing that I've come to appreciate about Luigi's Mansion 3 is actually the music. The thing is the music of the original is so good. It's like one of my favorite Nintendo soundtracks of all time. And I was a little disappointed when I first was listening to like Luigi's Mansion 3. I was like, it sounds more like Dark Moon. It's so good, but like not as good as the first one. But I've come to appreciate it so much more. Like the main theme is awesome. Like when you boot up to the home menu, it's super cool and like atmospheric. And I also love the charming, fun victory song, the dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's like that song now is like iconic to Luigi's Mansion. Like even though that wasn't in the first one, that's like now become like synonymous with winning in Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, for sure.
And some of the sound effects on their own have now become like iconic to the new Luigi's Mansion. Like when you pick up a key, like it sounds different than the first one. It's not the dun 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 dun, dun
Yeah,
but it's become unique for itself, its own thing, which I think is good. And going on the multiplayer real fast, I think the Scare Park, I think it was called, like the mini games. Scream Park is like they're very whatever. Like they're just Mario Party mini games, but not as good. I don't know. They're okay. But then the Scare Scraper, Scream Scraper, that's a really fun mode to play. Like playing with friends and running around capturing ghosts, trying to move up the floors. I think that's a fun multiplayer mode to add in.
Boss fights.
And...
Not to mention, there's also a complete co-op mode for the entire campaign. Like you can play the entire campain co-op, which is cool.
Which is really awesome. That's like the first time in a mainline game.
Dude, so many cool mechanics too. Guigi, I was worried about him when they first announced him. I was like, I don't know how.
They're just adding him in because that one.
Yeah, because the thing. Yeah. But Guigi's awesome, and like Guigi's mechanics in the game are actually really cool, and the way you can use him, he has some awesome stuff.
And he's required in like a lot of the stuff. I thought he was gonna be kind of like a MacGuffin, and he'd be used like once or twice.
Yeah,
and then he'd just be there. But, like, you use him all the time. Like, almost, you use him more than Luigi, which is cool.
In some instances, yeah. And the thing is, like, I love the cutscenes for the game. There was way more than I thought there would be. And they're all super fun to watch, yeah. And there's actually some menacing moments. Like, one thing, like, the first one has a lot of, like, scary moments for Nintendo, you know.
Dark.
And one thing with these new ones is that they've gone for more of the goofy, the more family route. But there's actually some really cool moments in this one where I was like, whoa, that is freaking cool. Like, I'm excited for you to get to them later on in the game. But, Luigi's Mansion, great. I'll save talking about Jedi Fallen Order for when Hasten gets there.
Okay, that was my 3 as well, so it's now your 2.
My 2 is actually Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh.
So
then you guys can talk about that right now.
I wonder what your game of the year is.
Yeah.
I can't think.
Well, what one haven't I said? Can't think. Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order. It's kind of what I wanted in a Jedi game, like a Star Wars game. The combat feels way better. I was worried that it was going to feel like Battlefront, where it's just like slash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But instead, there's like the Force plays a huge part in it. The combat feels great.
I want to play it.
You use the Force, like I don't know. The whole game just feels great. It feels like a Tomb Raider, but for Jedis.
Yeah, it's like Tomb Raider / Dark Souls, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Like
there's
some difficult parts.
Yeah, there's pretty tough. You can knock the difficulty down and be fine, but unlike Dark Souls.
Yeah, like towards the beginning of the game, there's this freaking giant lizard thing that you have to fight, and I died a million times trying to kill this thing. I just eventually gave up because I don't think it's required.
The second thing is you lose your experience points if you don't if you die, and you have to go back and kill that animal to gain all your experience points.
Yeah,
that's sick.
But it's really good, and it's got a great story too. Like the story, like the character is really cool. It's set in a great time period of the Star Wars universe, like probably the coolest time period.
Yeah, one of the best for sure.
The time period that we know the least about, I feel like too.
Yeah,
in between
you get a new lightsaber color. I won't say anything about that, but
I know you can customize your lightsaber too, which is cool.
Is there upgrades and
yeah?
That's sick, dude. I want to play it so bad.
Yeah, I'm excited to get further into it.
Like I haven't beat it either, but I can tell right now I'm gonna like it, and I've heard the story ends just kind of like it's good. So
how far would you think you're into it? Like
at least half. I'm 5 planets in.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not quite that many.
Dang, there's that many planets?
I think there's even more than that.
There's probably about 10.
Is there collectibles?
I bet I'm halfway through-ish.
Yeah, I'm probably just below halfway.
The collectibles are memories, so
how close?
It introduces a
how close
power.
Is it to an Assassin's Creed as far as collectibles? Same amount.
Assassin's Creed
around the same.
Because Assassin's Creed has the Animus fragments. It has
Assassin's Creed has more filler collectibles. I think more just you got nothing to do. Go.
So really, the game introduces a new force power that basically is collectibles in a way. So yeah, I won't go any further than that. But.
Yeah. It's a cool game. I'm excited to play more as well. I doubt that.
I think so. Yeah,
you got a while, if anything. But I do think Respawn will make a sequel to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's been.
Gosh, what happened? There was the owner of the Dice VP said that they're going to be making a new Star Wars title, basically.
I heard that.
Well, it's weird. Did you guys hear Vince Zampella, the head of Respawn, is gonna be leading DICE now. Like he's still with
good.
Respawn.
Yay,
but it's
DICE
super
and
weird.
EA.
Dude, it's super weird though because like he's gonna be so busy because he heads Respawn and so he's in charge of Apex and Jedi Fallen Order and then whatever Titanfall 3 is gonna be, and now he's also gonna be leading DICE.
Well, hopefully,
for whatever they
Battlefield,
want.
hopefully
which
Star
just was a
Wars the
tragedy.
license is changed from like keep it EA but change it from DICE to Respawn, because DICE has been in charge of the Star Wars games for
the Battlefront
1 and
games.
Battlefront 2, and
I'm sure they still will.
Hope they just get rid of them. DICE can work on
Battlefront 2
on
now
Battlefield.
after the fact isn't bad. Like I enjoy it,
Yeah,
but
right.
It's worth $5.
for sure. Yeah. Like it may not be worth the 60 or whatever, but it's definitely worth like I would pay $20 for it.
I would pay I would pay 40 for it
Yeah. If I didn't know
because
at the time,
if
for sure.
and the campaign's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. It's worth checking out for sure. But yeah, Jedi Fallen Order also my 3.
I want to play it so bad.
Your 2, my 3. Maybe
Cool.
2.
Go to 2.
My number 2 is Borderlands 3.
Totally forgot that even came out.
Borderlands
this year.
3 is an awesome game. I love it.
Borderlands 3 or 2?
What the frick?
I know what your number 1
Yeah.
is. Okay.
I don't know what your number. Oh, duh. But I know what your number 1 is for some reason.
Borderlands 3, I love it. You know, it would have been my number 1 if there wasn't for my number 1. But Borderlands 3, I mean, it's not Borderlands 2, and that's okay. Once again, we talked about it with Luigi's Mansion 3. Too many people were expecting it to be Borderlands 2.
That's what a lot of people. That's a big problem a lot of people have in general with sequels.
With games, yeah, and like that's my issues because a lot of people gave Borderlands 3. It got good reviews, like it got 9s and 8s, but it fell off quicker than Borderlands 2 because a lot of people were like, "Oh, it doesn't have the same feel as Borderlands 2." I'm like, it's not supposed to though. It's supposed to feel different, and it does. The combat is a little different. The look of the game, the look of the guns, the music. You know, it's not quite Borderlands because Borderlands 2 is very desert, wasteland. Borderlands 3 is much more colorful, and there's like the cool planets and the craziness, and that's a little deterring for a lot of Borderlands fans. So, but I loved it. I haven't jumped into the new DLC that just came out, and I really need to. There's just so many games to play.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem. Is there's just so much to play.
Well, you better get him now because
I know
you're about to get bombarded in this.
Dude,
spring.
I know. That's what I'm worried about. Is like I haven't beaten Jedi Fallen Order yet. Like I don't
do it.
I don't know. I got to do it because it's gonna get.
I'm
insane.
busting out God of War right now, and then once I finish God of War, I gotta
Last of
move on
Us.
to
Dude, there's like too much straight up for me. It's like,
Spider-Man
Horizon
still.
Zero Dawn.
yeah, I can't. I got Jedi Fallen Order. I got to beat Link's Awakening. I still have Red Dead. I was planning to go back to number 2.
I have Red Dead too, and I still haven't.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Like, yeah, there's too much. It's too much. I can't
And then
keep
we
up.
complain that there's nothing to play. This year wasn't good. We had to catch up on everything from the year before, but
Exactly.
It kind of is, yeah.
yeah.
So should I go to my number 1?
Did you have anything
Or do
else
you have
about
anything else
Borderlands
to
3? Or...
I mean, not really.
All right. Cool.
My number 1 is
Game of the
Apex.
Wow, Apex is
Yeah.
number 1.
If you go back and look at it,
It's a great
what was the
game.
funnest experience you had this year in gaming? Apex. For me, at least. For
Yeah.
me, it's
Yeah,
Apex.
I mean, it definitely
and
up
it's.
there.
I think for me, it's the most polished gaming, like polished gameplay of any of the games.
Oh, easy. I think, especially out of like a shooter.
Yeah.
Oh, easy.
Which it came as my dark horse too. I was thinking it was going to be Jedi Fallen Order, but I've played more in the last month. I've played more Apex than I have Fallen Order. You know what I mean? I haven't gone back to Fallen Order.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, Apex, game of the year.
I mean, I can totally see. I could make an argument for Apex as my game of the year too, honestly, which is crazy. But just because, like you said, if I do look back, like my most fun gaming moments, I'd have to say all come from Apex for the most part. Like,
yeah, and
I had a ton of fun, gaming
especially
moments,
with
but
us.
Yeah.
Easily Apex.
You know what the worst gaming moment this year was?
Buried.
hey, we got an achievement, all right.
Let's talk about the worst game.
There was 35 seconds of like, yay. Oh, God.
the first like 10 minutes.
Let's talk about the worst Easter egg of 2012.
Buried.
Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is buried. But yeah, Apex is a great choice.
Apex
I don't
would
know
have been
why
more
I
up there
could've
for
sworn
me
You
if-
said it. You had already said Apex.
Apex would have been more up there for me if it wasn't for my other ones. Like Apex was my 4th only because of.
I mean, Apex. I'm honestly.
Well,
just
honestly,
kind
as I was ranking stuff this year, I had Apex at like 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went back and looked at it, and I'm like,
of,
some of these games that I have on my, like I had Outer Worlds on my list.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good game. It is a great game, but like I haven't played it. And
Yeah.
it's just like Fallout, but it's space. So if you like that, you're gonna love this. But I didn't love that, and I still think it's a good game. Still think I want to go back and play it, but it's not on my list for top games.
But like Apex, we've
Whereas
completed.
Apex, we've beaten it 100%. I don't know how many hours we put in it.
Yeah.
There was a couple months where we played it almost every night.
Every night. It was
For
in
3
the
or 4
summer,
hours
yeah.
a night.
Well, no, I literally looked back at it. Like I was looking back at our old captures, and we literally played it so much and won so much. And then there was a month and a half period where we were playing every single like other day, and we weren't winning for like a month and a half, and then we finally won again. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying though with like, you know, Outer Worlds, like you didn't want to necessarily put it on your list because it's like that's why ultimately I decided to do
And it was
just the
free
top 5.
too. I mean, I didn't pay for Outer Worlds, but I didn't pay for Apex.
We got it sent to us by Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah, they for a review copy.
Pretty cool. Yeah,
Same
they
with,
gave us Game Pass Ultimate for literally
What's Game
$60
Pass?
for 2 years.
Once Game Pass, all the games we get for free.
Yeah.
From Xbox.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. No, but I know what you mean. Like that's why I didn't necessarily put a number on like Mortal Kombat and Mario Maker and stuff because like I liked those games. I played them, but I didn't play them enough. And like I don't know, just in terms of everything else, like there wasn't enough for me to put it like in a full top 5 or top 10 for those ones. But yeah, Apex is a good choice. Like, and I could even make the argument for it going over Jedi Fallen Order for me if as of right now, since I haven't beaten Jedi Fallen Order, because who knows? Like, I doubt it'll happen, but maybe Jedi Fallen Order starts running horribly for me, and then it has a terrible ending or something. I don't know. But should I go ahead and go to my game of the year?
Yep.
All right. So my game of the year.
I can guess it. I know
Take a
what it
guess.
is. I actually know what it is.
Do you?
Yeah.
I will say it at the same time.
Okay, run 1, 2, 3.
Resident
Resident Evil
Evil.
2.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job. You guys got it.
What's this?
No, game of the year right here. Resident Evil 2, the remake, not the one from 1998.
Weird that a remake.
I know. Two. That's what I was gonna say. 2 remakes are in my top 5 this year, which is crazy.
This year was the year of remakes.
Yeah, it was. I think we're only gonna see these
Spyro.
more going forward.
Spyro,
Crash, Crashing
Crashing
Racing.
Racing.
Yeah, dude, I really think
Skyrim.
remakes are gonna be an even bigger thing.
They will.
Next
And
few years. We're getting
honestly,
Final Fantasy 7.
I think remakes will never stop. I think they'll just keep remaking everything that gets old.
The thing
It'll
is
reach a
like
point where
games,
everything's remade.
especially because there's a time like straight up, you know, when Resident Evil 2, the original, came out, it was during the 64 era. You know, it was like polygonal. Like they don't look. Those games don't look good by today's standards.
No.
So there's always room for improvement with video games. Whereas like movies, yeah, the cameras maybe didn't look as good.
I mean, but even movies will be remade.
But
Think about how many
they already are.
Cinderellas and
What they already are is what I'm saying though is like a movie that's remade now. Think of a movie like, for example, let's say I don't know, Zombieland. Zombieland just came out. Zombieland Double Tap. I don't know if those would ever be remade for the sake of not looking good. You know what I mean?
True.
Like they're gonna always look good. Those movies, they're in 4K. Like they're gonna look good for a long time.
Right.
I think if they ever remade them, it would be.
Well, even
for,
like
a new
you think about
story.
it, the old black and white movies, they just never remade. They didn't just remake black and white movies.
Yeah, there's a handful they do once in a while, but yeah. Right. I mean, for the most part, like games inherently though, they either don't play as well if they're older, or they don't look as good. Like
they don't. I mean, gameplay changes so significantly where like a game can expand on sequels and
Resident Evil 2, the remake's gameplay is 100% different than the one in 1998. The one in 1998 is the fixed camera angles, like you know the camera's up in the corner, you walk through, and it changes to a different camera. This one's like how Resident Evil 4 is. It's behind the shoulder, over the
cool.
over the shoulder, third person action, which I love. And that's why I love this game so much, is it reminds me a lot of Resident Evil 4, one of my favorite games of all time.
I thought Leon was Secret Service.
No, so he starts out as a cop in Raccoon City. That's how he got his start. And then he's hired by the president to go find his daughter.
He seems like such an anime boy.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, I
be
think
a cop?
Leon's super cool. Like, Leon's one of my favorite video game characters of all time. That's why I wanted him in Smash so bad. But it's cool to see him in Resident Evil 2 because he's a rookie cop. He's young. He's not like the cool bad A he is in Resident Evil 4. Like Resident Evil 4, he's freaking doing like, you know, jump kicks and stuff. He's like jump kicking zombies in the face and doing roundhouse kicks and stuff. Like he's not doing that in this one. Like he's young. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's a bit more scared. But yeah, this game was just so good, dude. And I was legit terrified in moments. Like I've said this before. I don't get scared during movies that often, like almost never. They don't get me like they used to. But video games can still get me terrified, and this game maybe had me more terrified than in any other game I've ever played. Like when I first ran into Mr. X and he just continued pursuing me and I couldn't kill him. He literally was following me around the entire map. Like,
you know, what do I do?
Yeah, straight up, you're in this police station and it's a huge police station. There's tons of doors, tons of ways to go. Like I was like, I can lose him and then he'll be gone or whatever, you know, because I'm like I'm sure this is just a scripted moment where he just goes away and then he's gone, you know, you have to run away from him. Mm-hmm. But no, he's there the entire time. Like I go into a save room and I can hear him walking out in the hall waiting for me. It's freaking terrifying. Like I can't escape this guy, and then he pursues you, and he gets faster and faster as he gets closer. And
is he that guy at the meme where it's like the things in front and he picks it up like?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. He looks really goofy actually.
Well, he's got have his face like torn off, isn't it?
Well, he's just like a gray face, and then he wears like a trench coat with a bowler hat. Like he looks kind of goofy. Like if you see him from afar,
isn't his face like scary? Like
kind of, but like. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but when he's after you, it's horrifying because he's just like metal steps, like go, go, go. Like you know you can't kill this guy, and he's just.
Does he kill you?
Well, yeah, he can if he gets you.
Does he just like one hit you or something?
It's like 2 hits. Like he'll do like a grab move essentially, and if you escape the grab move, then you can run. But if not, then yeah, he'll freaking destroy you. But yeah, he's terrifying. I love that in the game. I loved the whole story in general. I'm so excited we're getting a Resident Evil 3 remake here in just a few months as well in April. That came out of nowhere.
You know they need a
same
remake
engine and everything.
He's like
Skyrim.
No, it's like yeah, again. It's like Morrowind and like Oblivion.
Yeah.
You know how sick that'd be in like the nowadays graphics? I'd be so much more willing to play like
or like
Morrowind.
the old Maddens.
Dude, this is what I'm talking about though. Is like
I want
Madden 08.
You know what game I most want remade is Street and NFL Street.
We do need to do. I think we've talked about this before. We need to do a topic of top remakes we want. I think Kason brought that up one time.
Yeah.
We do need to do that because, dude, like it's gonna be a big thing going forward because
it's an easy cash grab too. Not to
give
any company an idea.
Well, because it sells on nostalgia. Mm-hmm. People are nostalgic for that stuff.
Nostalgia is like the number one emotion.
If Nintendo one day announced Super Mario 64 remake, I would go insane, dude.
Like they did with the 3. That's what sold the DS. The very DS Lite.
And think about that, like that
DS.
only looked barely better than the 64.
And they even added.
Think about what they could do now. It's like
yeah.
There's remakes for games are going to be a big thing, especially if they're from the ground up, like Resident Evil 2. Like it looks completely different and plays completely different. People are going to want it for nostalgia. In fact, there's even an awesome mode you can go into on Resident Evil 2 where you can change the music and sound effects to the original ones. So when you open stuff, it sounds like the 1998 version, and the talking and stuff. It's super, and the music's the 1998 version. It's just cool stuff like that people love and eat up, you know.
Yeah.
I could easily see so many games from like the 90s and stuff just being remade over the next few years. Zelda Link's Awakening, you know, 90s game being remade today.
Did you beat it, by the way?
Not yet. I'm going to though. I'm getting close. I really like it. But yeah, Resident Evil 2, my game of the year 2019.
Tanner?
Pretty awesome.
Sweet. Mine's Fortnite. The
What?
reason I chose
Nerd.
Fortnite for...
Did Luigi's Mansion... Oh, Luigi's Mansion made it your list. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Luigi's Mansion was my number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 3. I chose Fortnite. The reason I chose Fortnite as a 2019 game and not 2017 when it came out... Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is because 2017 it came out, Save the World. Battle Royale didn't come out until about September or October. And then they did like the season 2, which is when I started. I remember the day I bought the Battle Pass was December 24th.
You
succumbed. Because like Hasten told me, he's like, you should buy the Battle Pass. It's only $10. I'm like, okay. And I remember I got an Xbox gift card from that day, and I was like, okay, I'll go buy it with it. And then from there, like that, it just skyrocketed off. And obviously, the first year of Fortnite was amazing. I mean, we had up until season 7, which was the Christmas event. But after that, I mean, 2019 was such an awesome year. We had so many seasons. They did Fortnite 2, basically, Fortnite Chapter 2, which probably won't be considered as like a separate launch, even though it probably is Fortnite 2.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could say Fortnite Chapter 2 is your game of the year.
Yeah, I mean, because I love Fortnite Chapter 2, but even like Season 8 was pirate-themed, and it was awesome. It was so cool, and up until then, I mean, Fortnite's an amazing game. People who say it's not, I mean... if they may not like it, but to say that they're not a good developer and that they don't take care of the game, it's an amazing game. I mean, they update it so often. There's so much to do. You can jump in a month and it's brand new. I mean, and if I stopped playing right now for a month, I come back, there's like probably new guns, new parts of the map, new whatever. It's super cool that there's such a game that's so supported like Fortnite. So
it's crazy the stuff they can get in that game. Like Star Wars, Avengers.
Somebody took a picture of
DC, Batman. Like
they did like a creative mode where
they got Marvel and DC in the same game.
Like DC and Marvel themselves can't even do that.
Well, no, there was literally it was like a joke where he's like,
it's true.
Fortnite's the only game that you can play as Batman, wearing Baby Groot on your back, holding a lightsaber, with Claptrap next to you.
Yeah.
Playing on an NFL stadium. Like, literally, they've done NFL, Borderlands, freaking DC, Marvel, Star Wars.
It's crazy because it's almost like Fortnite has become the Smash Bros. Of entertainment crossovers.
Battle Royale.
Where it's just like Smash Bros. Is the greatest crossover of video games. It's like Fortnite's the greatest crossover of just like entertainment. You know, it's like...
I mean, they could add Mario. They could add Mario tomorrow as a skin. You know, and people wouldn't be like, that's so crazy. People would be like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure
that would only work on like a Switch.
When what I mean is like literally they could do a crossover with anything now. Like they've done crossover with freaking Jordan shoes. Michael Jordan's shoes.
Yeah, if they can get freaking Star Wars and, Avengers, it's like... And Batman.
Who can they get?
Like, that's the thing is, like, it's not just Disney. It's like they also got Warner Bros. For freaking Batman and DC. Yeah. You know, it's like...
Not only that, they added Gotham City. You know, they added a mode, they added the Batgun, they added tons of stuff for the game, make it feel completely different.
Which alters the gameplay.
And that's one thing I love about Fortnite that they do is with a game like Call of Duty, even Apex, there's little that changes up the game as far as guns, right? The guns that are in Apex will stay in Apex. The way they feel, it's mainly how they're going to feel. There might be a slight nerf, but what Fortnite will do is they will vault things. They'll take them out. Be like, hey, you know that that guided missile launcher you liked? Like, we're going to take it out. And then you'll miss it. Then you'll have to use other things. You know the SMG that you love so much, or the pump shotgun? We're going to get rid of it for an entire season. And then you'll have to figure out what to do after that. And that it changes up the game so much that I love that. It feels just different every time you play.
Yeah, I guess it brings that variety to it.
It does. And it's a good thing. I mean, people hate that they vault it, but I mean, it's smart. It's really smart of them.
It's a smart business move, just like how Disney vaults their movies.
Because then it makes people miss it.
Because then when they re-release it, guess what people want to do? They want to go buy the new version because it's going to go back in the vault, and then you won't be able to get it again for another 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's smart. All right. Well, Game of the Year is 2019. Fortnite for Tanner. Apex for Hazen.
2 Battle Royales.
And Resident Evil 2, a remake. So, a weird year.
Like, not even an original game.
Yeah.
I mean, there is original games, but like not even like a single player game. I guess there was.
I mean, this single player, but
like
remake.
Like an original story game.
Yeah, like a brand new story that hasn't been told before.
Like a Last of Us, Uncharted.
I mean, even Fortnite didn't even come out this year, so Hazen's game is the only one that's like a.
But it's a battle royale too.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have a story.
It's crazy.
I mean, I guess it kind of does, but yeah, weird year for video games. 2019.
This next year is going to be great.
This next year is going to be.
We have next gen, guys. Next gen. I mean, next year's going to be huge. Next gen. Halo Infinite.
Stay tuned for us being in E3.
Yeah.
We're going to E3 this year.
Should we say to end the episode what our most anticipated game for this new year is?
I think we'll do that on a full episode where we do like a rundown of games.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all the games.
We can throw out one if you want.
Yeah, I mean, just because since it's like the end of 2019.
Real fast before you do that though, I just want to do this real quick. I just want to mention games I didn't play in 2019 that maybe could have been on the list that I didn't play. Bloodstained, didn't get to play. Ritual of the Night, I think that could have been on there. Control, I didn't get to play.
Yeah.
There was one other one.
Death Stranding
didn't
Who
play.
knows if I don't liked it.
Yeah, I don't think I would have, but yeah, I didn't get to play it.
I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, didn't get to play that.
Oh, instead of doing the 2020 thing, I want to have 2 dishonorable mentions that I have. Number 1 dishonorable mention is Fallout 76. What a freaking waste of life for whoever made that game. They wasted
ruined the Fallout franchise.
They ruined a year of their life developing that game. I mean,
It is really. Do you
Awful
think there'll
decision.
be like a Fallout 5 anytime soon?
If I'm honest,
Well,
I think-
Skyrim's coming out next. The
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls will be next.
if
and
I'm
then after that
honest,
it'll be
knowing
Fallout.
Bethesda, I think they'll stay away from Fallout for a bit. I think they'll be like, okay,
They're going to
failed
do
with
the
Fallout
Starfield.
76.
They're going to do Starfield, which I think might be revealed at E3 this year.
Yeah,
And then Skyrim will be after that.
and I could see.
Hope so, dude. Maybe they're
Or
like,
the next Elder
Starfield's
Scrolls.
delayed another 5 years, and don't even ask about Elder Scrolls.
I mean, like Fallout
God.
4. Fallout 4 wasn't the best. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best. And then, so they already were kind of skeptical about Fallout. And then 76 failed, and then they did the annual pass thing, and they've just made so many bad decisions with Fallout lately that they need to just be like, okay, it's time to give it a break, right? And it'll be better for them. You remember there was such a big break from Fallout 3 to Fallout 4 that people were so excited for Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they do that same
Yeah,
thing,
there was a
people
big
will-
hunger because the last one was like 6 years or 7 years before
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Like if they stay away from it for a bit, do Starfield.
For Elder Scrolls fans, though, it's gonna be like over 10 years.
If they do Starfield and then they do Elder Scrolls, people will be excited for a Fallout again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just how people are excited for an Elder Scrolls. Look how excited people are literally going nuts when they announce.
They
He
could-
literally just said
they could release garbage like a picture of Elder Scrolls, just be like,
Dude.
like a JPEG
here
image,
is an image from the creation of the game,
and it's a piece of grass.
It's like they straight up released a trailer without the title of the game, and people were losing their minds.
Yeah.
They did. They literally, yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. That's how you get fans excited with.
there's like
games
Elder
this.
Scrolls 6.
It's just
and
Elder
people are
Scrolls
going
6.
nuts. People were more excited for it than Fallout 76.
Think about how weird though. Like, if the game comes out in 2021, I think that would be the earliest it comes out in. Like, Hasten, you would be 10 years older than what you were. You were 14.
No, I know, Connor.
Like, you're gonna be 24 by the time it comes out.
10 years later. And
That's crazy.
You're the one complaining about, I gotta wait for Arkham.
I
Here's
know,
the-
it's,
they're never
here's-
gonna release an
where's
Arkham
that?
game.
here's the
Rocksteady.
sucky thing about them waiting
I had to
so
wait a whole
long.
4 years.
Here's the sucky thing about them waiting so long to come out with a game. Is if it's not good.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, you guys would be so devastated.
I will hate Bethesda.
There's no
If they
way,
ruin,
right?
I will
if they ruin
never
the Starfield,
forgive.
What are the
and
odds?
they ruin
No,
Elder Scrolls
if
6.
Starfield is bad, I am going to be so pissed because I'm going to be like, we know what Elder Scrolls is going to be like. We already know because if they fail again and Starfield comes out and it's crap, it's unfinished, and it's got like microtransactions and a bunch of annual passages, I'd be like,
I just feel like
I'm not even
there's-
getting Elder Scrolls
There's
again.
no way. Like, I just can't imagine that happening. Like, what are the odds of that?
I don't want
you
to
guys
believe it,
actually
but they
think?
haven't done
Because
anything good for.
There's just
how
no way.
long?
Like, I would say it
Fallout
has
4.
like,
Not four.
I think
Even
there's
then.
like a 1 out of 10 chance that that happens.
That's too high.
I'm just
The
saying.
odds of that happening are too
I have to
fucking
give
high.
Bethesda credit. They haven't messed up with an Elder Scrolls game yet.
They haven't, no.
Elder Scrolls Morrowind was Game of the Year. Elder Scrolls Oblivion was Game of the Year, and Elder Scrolls Skyrim is considered one of the best games of the decade. They've never messed up on Elder Scrolls. It wasn't even them for Elder Scrolls Online, and Elder Scrolls Online wasn't even a disappointment for a lot of people. So let's go.
What
Elder
about
Scrolls
that
6
Elder
will be
Scrolls
good.
card game? No, I'm just
It's
kidding.
it never came out.
Legends.
I think Legends never came
Or
out.
Blades
was good. Blades was good.
Blades is okay.
Granted, though, it was is the engine of Skyrim.
Did that ever come to Switch?
Not yet.
I
What
don't
the
think they
frick? I
announced
thought that
it.
was supposed
It
to be on
will.
Switch. Yeah, that's so weird. I want to throw out games, just a couple that I played this year for the first time that I really liked.
Oh wait,
Captain
sorry.
Toad.
One last dishonorable
Yeah,
mention
go ahead.
was Anthem.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Q Anthem.
Q Anthem. I jumped back into it. I did one mission, and I literally did the same mission I did before, and it was like, go talk to this person, and I'm like, okay, let's just see. I went and talked to that person. The next mission I did was the exact same mission. I'm not even joking. Like, it's like, go collect these parts, and I'm like, Destiny wasn't even this bad.
Yes, it was.
They said Destiny didn't have story. Like, when Destiny didn't come out, yeah, it didn't have story, but at least the missions were in a different area.
At least
a
it had
different-
Peter Dinklage
Well, yeah,
doing
and
horrible.
at least it had a different objective. Like Destiny, you may have gone to protect this monitor, and then the next mission, this monitor. But Anthem was go collect these parts. Then it was go collect those same parts. And I was thinking, there's got to be something that's different. And then it's like mission end. I'm like, what? And then it's like, go talk to this separate person. I'm like, dude, what is this game? It's crazy. Such a disappointment.
Yeah,
Awful.
Why are we going
That's
dishonorable mentions? Madden, you can suck.
What is that, Madden
Fix your
19?
game.
Madden, yeah, Madden 19.
Or 20. Madden 20.
Madden, yeah, it's Madden 20.
Wow.
Gosh, the microtransactions, the face of the franchise
Plaguing
is
it.
literally franchise. It's the same thing. Same mode. You losers.
Seriously?
I hate you. You added the Pro Bowl, which was in Madden 08.
They added the same mode?
10 years later.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
the face of the franchise is the franchise mode, but you only play as a quarterback.
So it's worse.
You can do that in franchise as a quarterback.
So it's worse than the original franchise.
There's a crappy story. They got rid of long shot and added face of the franchise and added a worse story.
There's no long shot in the new one?
No.
Oh, wow.
They're just like, oh, we're not going to do long shot. Face the franchise because of Patrick Mahomes popping out of nowhere out of someone's anus. Messing up freaking games. God, I hate you, EA.
Man, that's too bad.
Sports games have been awful.
When are we going to get freaking
Also,
NCAA?
Q2K.
You know what? You know what? Sports games. This is why Crash Team Racing won the best sports game
this
of the year.
Yeah, that is
Okay, a remake and a Crash game. Like, you need to fix your shiz because
It's
that
not
should
that
not
hard.
be happening.
Games from 2007 were better than they are in 2020. How?
Yeah.
How is that happening?
That is crazy.
Ridiculous.
All right. Sorry.
when is NCAA going to freaking come back?
This year. I think it's coming back this year.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
it'll
love
probably
those
be
games.
awful.
It'll be the saving grace.
They'll be awful. Be like, man, or NCAA Ultimate Team. You get your favorite youth players.
So
What
now
if,
we
what
can
if they
pay.
give
So to create your own college
what
team,
if
you
somehow
have to
we
buy.
give the license to someone besides EA?
Didn't they do
I
that?
want EA Big to come back, and I just want that. I want freaking NFL Street.
Because couldn't you create your own college team originally and it was sick? Remember, you could do like a. I
I
remember.
don't think you
that.
can make your own college team. You can make your own player though, and play like wherever you.
No,
want.
I swear on like NCAA 08, remember you could like do like a
You
different
might have been
color
able
and like
to. That's-
pirate.
that's
Maybe
definitely
you
possible.
can't. You couldn't Madden for sure. We made like the Utah Fireball.
Do they even allow that anymore?
I don't
Can
know.
you create your own team anymore?
I'm not familiar. I haven't played the new one so
Yes. Yeah.
Like color and symbol. And...
It's the same as like Madden 10 though.
much.
Can you create your own
It's
players?
literally
like the
no
jugs?
joke. It's the same logos as Madden 10.
Can you do like
They can't
the
even put in
jugs?
new logos.
Yeah, you can make new players.
Can they look like the jugs like they did?
Just
like,
white dudes. Yeah.
But I
You
mean,
can
like,
create a new player.
where they look like they're not
White
human.
jugs.
Yes.
And their necks are like.
Yes. You can still make ridiculous games.
I love
but,
them jugs.
But God, they just.
freaking jugs, dude. That was fun.
I
That
usually
was
play
fun.
sports games
That's
way
fun.
more than I did this year. Like I haven't played 2K nearly as much. I haven't played Madden nearly as much.
Because they're awful now.
Remember when we used to make Tanner just press B and X over and over? he would change to the other team and he'd just change to each player and dive on the ground, just tackle, just in thin air. And so
No
we
wonder
used-
Tanner hates
That was
sports
no.
games.
That,
around circles.
there was one time I enjoyed it. And it was NCAA 10 because you guys created a college team and you had all jugs as the line. It was jugs.
So all of us could
there
play
was-
as a jug.
There was chug jug,
Mug
jug
jug.
jug, mug jug,
Mug jug,
chug cug jug,
tug jug,
tug jug,
There was
and
so
like
many.
it was like the whole line was these the
7 foot 400
giantess guys.
They were
like
all their
3 feet
stats were
taller.
all the way up, all their height, their weight,
Everything you could
pads,
customize.
pads,
Everything
was
you
just
could customize was the biggest possible.
Yeah.
And literally
They
it was
looked like cartoon
hilarious.
characters.
Like they would just like grab the guys and just like throw them on the ground.
They looked like we created them in WWE SmackDown.
And then when you'd rush the quarterback, no joke, you'd blow through the line so fast.
Yeah.
It was like, hike.
And the chug jugs run so funny. They're like,
They're so fast.
Do you know how messed up it was when we didn't get a sack? It was like, how did we not get a sack right there?
but then they would get interceptions because they were so tall. They would literally just like.
Pick six.
Oh, we'd make our cornerback 7 feet tall.
And our wide receivers, they just like,
And then
catch
we'd
over
kill the
this.
quarterback, and the quarterback would throw a duck. And it was just
That was when Madden was fun.
that was
great.
NCAA.
NCAA.
Hopefully NCAA comes back this year.
One day, maybe
Hopefully it
maybe
fixes
someday.
E3, maybe what if we go? We got to go to E3's conference when we go, or
Yes,
EA's conference,
okay,
and they're
E3's
like
conference.
NCAA's back.
And they're just like Anthem, but
2.
nothing, just Anthem,
Anthem microtransactions.
Anthem, and more Madden Ultimate Team. Here you guys go.
We're adding Madden Ultimate
Use
Team
it up.
to Jedi Fallen Order and Apex Legends.
You can unlock Obi-Wan Kenobi too.
You can
You can unlock Patrick Mahomes in
in
Jedi
Jedi Fallen Order for,
Patrick Mahomes has a ball. It's a light ball. It's like
for
That'd actually be
$6.90.
cool. I'd pay for
But
that.
it's in a loot box, and every other thing is a white banner.
It's
that
a
you can
1 in
use.
1,000 chance of getting it.
So every other item in the game is a white banner besides Patrick Mahomes, and you have a 1.0000000% chance to get him.
Good luck. Spend thousands of dollars and you might be able to get them. Maybe.
all right. What were you gonna say?
Last
Connor?
thing, just to wrap it up, I was just going to throw out a couple shout-outs of games I played this year for the first time that I really liked. Captain Toad, amazing. DK Tropical Freeze, played on the Switch. Both great games. And then I just want to shout out the Smash DLC. I played a crap ton more Smash this year, and the DLC has been outstanding so far in terms of the character movesets and whatnot. And we got Banjo, so heck yeah.
Banjo.
But yeah. Anything else you guys wanted to mention on Game of the Year 2019?
We're done. Let's go. Our butts hurt.
General Grievous.
Send us chairs, please. Or tell your friends so we can make money.
Please give us your chair.
Mr. Beast.
Can you do this?
Mr. Beast. Look at start looking at channels that don't make a lot of money or have no views and find us and then be like, oh, these guys work.
You
really
guys
hard.
need new chairs.
That's
all I want.
Yeah, give us like $1,000.
Oh. All right. Anyway, we thank you guys for listening. You can listen to us on all your favorite podcast services. Follow us on Instagram at Super Basement Bros, Twitter at Super Bros Videos. Peter, if you're listening, thank you.
Peter Roy,
you're awesome, man.
Love you.
Appreciate you.
Peter Roy,
you're the real MVP.
If you have friends that are awesome, tell them to watch us.
True.
Even if they're not awesome.
True.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Goodbye.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
But it's a nice rectangle though.
No, but you think about it, you're not going to be able to fit the new console in your.
I'm sure it'll be able to
sit
lay
on top.
flat just like the Wii. I bet it has different ways you can lay it.
You can, but it's still double the height of an Xbox One.
I mean, compared to the controller, it was like 2 of controller.
It's not 2 controllers.
At least 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's bigger.
It's pretty big. It's pretty
You
big.
should just make it the size of a fridge and have it open up and there's like Monster Energy drink in there. That's how you like fuel
all
it.
the memes. You just pour energy. No, that's how you do it. That's if you didn't know that Microsoft announced that to like give battery to your like energy source to your Xbox, you get Monster Energy drink, exclusively Monster Energy drink. Pour it into that top ventilation shaft.
and you have energy for 1 day.
Listen,
and then it's powered for the full
watch
day.
this in the future because when you do it, like trust us, it'll make your Xbox a lot more powerful. You'll hear like
you'll hear lots of like bad sounds.
It makes it like super good.
It's good though. Like the Xbox, it's just the Xbox eating.
It lets you play PS.
Yum, yum, yum.
It lets you play PlayStation 5 games on it.
You get your cartridges and you lick them.
And then you stick them on
your butt. It tastes amazing.
butt.
Have you guys ever tasted
the cartridges for the
They're
Switch?
so good.
If you lick them and then you put them in your belly button, you'll get the game on your eyeballs.
It tastes like chocolate. Yeah, we're doing a live tasting reaction right here.
That's not in there.
They're so bad.
All right. Don't do any of that.
Oh man, we just went off
If
track.
you do stick it in your butt, like you'll be able to see it on your eyeballs. Like the game will be like, you'll hear like, and then you open their eyes.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, it makes the Switch.
But make sure you don't put the cartridges in there. You have to put the discs. Full size. Yeah,
slide the disc.
That'd be awful, dude. That would like cut you.
Well, so cut the disc in half to where it's a little sharp, and then stick it up.
No, it'd be worse to do it just as the circle.
It just shatters in there.
And then wait till they have to poop, and that's how you eject it.
All right, demonetize.
If
this one was quick.
If you could actually play the game like that by doing it, would you do it?
What you do?
If it was the Switch cartridge, I think I would.
too.
Cartridge slot.
You're playing at work, like.
Oh, I gotta change games.
Nobody has any idea. They're like, why are you walking like that? It's like, no reason.
No reason. Just got a couple Switch cartridges on my anus.
Do you want to play? I have an extra Joy-Con.
Well, that's the thing. Would you have to hold your Joy-Con so you're walking around with 2 Joy-Cons?
And you're just like this, like what are you doing? Playing Mario?
Playing Mario.
No, you're not.
I'm playing Zelda.
Playing 1-2 Switch.
People would think you're crazy.